Mothman, you can't be sitting there on my rig today. I'm going to be painting, and what if you fall out and you're not very stable? So what happens if you fall into the paint? You're made of felt. I'll never get it out of you. Oh, but you want to watch? Okay, well you can sit on the table and watch. Keep you nice and clean, because you can't skulk the night if you've got a big yellow splatter on you. There you go. Alright, today we are going to be following a painting tutorial. Now, I really enjoy watching painting tutorials. I'm not really much of a painter myself. Any sort of art that's too soft or abstract, I have a hard time with. But maybe following instructions will help counter that. Now, the tutorial that I will be semi-following will be linked in the description. So I've got all my stuff set up. I've got various paints, and the tutorial uses various other things, so bundles of Q-tips and some straws cut up. You'll be able to see these better when I'm actually working. And, well, some ordinary brushes and maybe some other things. Now, this is just a cheap little canvas from the dollar store. Obviously quite small because I don't really have a whole lot of space here. This is a craft dungeon, not a craft castle. I've pre-gessoed it to, give the cheap canvas a little, extra stiffness. Because because normally, like this is a raw one, and you can see how loose that is. This one, it's a little stiffer and should be a little easier to paint on. So this is one of those blob painting techniques where they start with putting blobs on the canvas. Oh, first thing I should do is I should take off the cuffs. I don't want to get them all covered in paint either. Acrylic never comes out. I don't have extra cuffs. Alright, so I'm going to start by putting blobs of paint on here, and since I don't have squeeze bottles of acrylic, I'm just going to use a popsicle stick to blob some on. Some white. Black. Deep down on there. And some red. This tutorial is for a field of flowers, but since we have a bit of a color theme going, and, well, the nicer acrylics are expensive, so I only have so many colors of them. So we're going to make things a little weirder. Now, first thing he did was he would kind of blend the blobs together with a big brush. So let's kind of get you nice and covered. But I don't want to blend them up too much. I want there still to be distinct yellow and white in there. Now, one of the things that always kind of confused me about these painting tutorials with the blobs is how they kept the colors of the sky from really blending into the colors of the land. And I finally paid enough attention to realize that it's editing. Because they'll take their brush out of the picture, and then it seems like it comes right back, but this time it's clean. Now, some of you are saying, well, duh, obviously. But for those of us who weren't born knowing how to paint, so I'm going to just to prove it, that's me cleaning off my brush. Not completely, but just enough so that it's not, you know, all yellow in here. So then I'm going to blend my black, and then I'm going to blend it into my red. Now I would like a bit more red there at the bottom, so I'm going to clean my brush again. Give that a little wipe to get some of the black off. And then I'm going to blend in my red. I would like a bit more red at the bottom there, so there we go. So there's my basic, landscape. I think I'm going to bring a little hill over here or something, just to make the colors a little more interesting. Alright, now my brush is done. And then the next thing he does, where did I put it? There it is. So he ends up patting it all down with the rough side of a sponge to add some texture. So here we go. Probably does that a little more sensibly, but that's okay. Oh well. There we go. It's all patted with a sponge. And then what he did is he takes a fork to make grass. So this is why the acrylic's nice and thick, so I can go make a little grasses with my fork. Okay, well that looks a bit of a mess right now, but this is going to be a little more abstract than what I'm used to making. Now, he used a hairdryer or something similar to speed up the drawing process, but I think I'm just going to wander off for an hour and get some other things done. See you when this is hopefully not dry enough to put the next stage on. Well, I meant to leave this for an hour to dry a bit, but I sorted the recycling, filled the dishwasher, played with the cat, finished up a book I'd been reading, and cleaned the bathroom sink, and now I'm bored again, and it's only been about 40 minutes. So hopefully it's dry enough to work with. Is that Mothman? Oh, you've been sitting there flapping your little wings to help dry it. Well, let's hope it helped. Okay, let's get back into this. So the tutorial I pulled this from, he starts with the big flowers at the front, probably to fill in where he wants everything before adding in different colors in the background to help balance it. But it just kind of drives me nuts to see background stuff in the foreground, so I'm going to start with the background. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to... I don't have a proper palette, but I do have some leftover foam board from other projects, and I'm going to put down some yellow on it, and some white, popsicle sticks, there we go. And I'm going to use these little Q-tip bundles to splash some little flowers out there. So, now, as you can see, it's not quite dry, since I've got some black and red on there, but whatever. This is experimental anyway. There. And then I'm going to do some yellow ones. Then I'm going to make some middle ground flowers, so they're going to be a little bigger. And what he used was a pom-pom that he held with a little clip. But I think this pom-pom is just a little too small to be held, so I'm just going to use my hand and make some yellow ones. Okay. Now I'm going to make the main flowers. I'm going to make them red. Might make some yellow ones too, but I'm going to start with red. And again, I'm going to get a bunch on my foam board. What he did to make his flowers was he cut straws. Now you can see that I put some tape on there to make sure they'd all be the same length. I'm just using a little plastic straw. I don't know if a paper one would work better for this. But we're going to give this a little try. And we're going to schmutzy, but, well, rather what I was expecting. You can kind of tell they're flowers. And he was, of course, using a more natural palette. So, you know, green grass and sensible things like that, so you could more easily tell, and I'm going with this more abstract black, white, yellow, red. I cut some a little smaller. So I can make some smaller flowers. And then the second small one, I'm going to make some yellow flowers. Definitely think I should have left this dry longer, but I'm very impatient. But you can get the idea that they're flowers. And the next thing is to put some little centers in those flowers. So I'm going to take my little yellow pom-pom again, and I'm going to put little yellow centers in my red flowers. I think I'll take a Q-tip, and I can get some black paint and make some black centers in my yellow flowers. So my yellow flowers are smaller, so I can just use little. I guess it's not really obvious on the black background, but it helps a little bit. There we go. Then what he did was he started adding some little, like, white bits, just kind of floating off into the sky, so I'm going to use another Q-tip for that. I guess sort of like pollen. I suppose I'm going to add some down here. It's so dark, I'm going to kind of balance out the colors a little bit. I'll put some more yellow down here too. Add a little bit of yellow to the center there. How's that looking? Well, it's got a yellow sky, so I think what I really need is some black stars. Robert W. Chambers fans will understand. I'm just gonna use a brush and paint some little stars in. First little wash. Okay, Mothman, what do you think of it? Yeah, you're right. I think it's missing something. There should be, you know, some kind of focal in the middle. So you back. Another brush. I need some black paint. I think I'm going to draw a little figure right in the middle there. There's the outline. And add some eyes. Paint this. I think I need a little bit of outlining since it's very dark on an already dark background, so I'm going to use some white. Draw some details in that way. Give it a little outline. There we go. It's a little Mothman. There. I think we've done a... Well, I need to blend that a little better. Let's just kind of blend that in. There. We did a painting and it's, well, it's really not too bad. Yeah, how did you do it? That's just a little painting. It's messy, but you can tell what it is. I'm going to call that a win.